If you are adding guys, of course, that means you probably have to be saying goodbye to some guys on your roster. So, who for you is a player that can be put back in the free agent pool?
Someone that had a lot of hype coming into this year, I think it's Darnell Mooney. And if I told you that yesterday Darnell Mooney had 11 targets, 4 catches, and 27 yards, you'd say that was a disappointing week. Those are his numbers on the season, the entire season. Like it is bad. Justin Fields is averaging 15 pass attempts per game right now. There was quarterbacks, multiple of them yesterday, who had more passing attempts in the week than Fields had on the year. And 3 games in, I think we have to just say that this is who the Bears are, and really you just want their running back, and that's it for fantasy purposes.
I know Adam Rank keeps trying to tell us that they're calling more passing plays. Maybe they are, but it's just not translating into what we see on the field. And so because of that, Darnell Mooney has not produced. Cole Kmet had, I think he had 2 catches yesterday, which is his first 2 catches of the year. It has been just a disaster for the Bears passing game the first 3 weeks of the season. Maybe it gets better, but not anytime soon. So, yeah, probably time to say goodbye to Darnell Mooney. Also say goodbye to Mike Gazicki, who I was surprised to see yesterday was still on about 40% of rosters on NFL.com. That very much surprised me. And he had the one halfway decent week. Week 1, he was nowhere to be found. Week 2, he had a few targets and put together a decent game. Week 3, he went back to being persona non grata. I think there were 8 plays in which he was a blocker and 9 plays on which he ran routes, or maybe it was flipped. Either way, the point being, he's just not involved as much in the passing game. It's very much going through Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, even with a little River Craycraft thrown in there, it seems. But Mike Gazicki at this point, even in a world, Florio, where we need tight ends, Mike Gazicki, as the kids say, he ain't it.
Yeah, it is way too funneled of a passing attack there with Waddle and Hill and Gazicki learning how to play tight end and learning how to block right and stuff. It's just not worth the headache.
So one that I have a question about, and I put this out on Twitter, about Allen Robinson, because it just has not been great for him the first 3 weeks of the season. We talked a lot about that week 1. Then week 2, he scored a touchdown. Maybe should have had 2 touchdowns. Week 3, he went back to being on a milk carton again. So I asked the question, is Allen Robinson droppable? 72.2% of people who responded said, yes, he is. The other 27.8% said, no, he is not. But yesterday, it was a lot of Ben Skoranek. Robinson dropped the pass near the goal line. He just looked kind of, uninterested at times. Florio, we all had high hopes for him. He was drafted, I think, by the end of draft season, probably pushed up to like the 5th or 6th round. Are we ready to give up on him just yet?
My heart wants to be, but no, I guess my brain wants to be, but my heart won't allow me to be. You look at what he's done so far this year through 3 games: target share, air yard share, catch rate, air yards per target, yards per route. They're all worse than they've been in the last 4 seasons, even worse than they were last year. I think you bench him, but I don't know, Marcus. I'm hesitant to drop him just yet. I want to give him at least another week or so. But what's most concerning to me is what you said. Like, he looks uninterested out there, and like, I know we said this last year in Chicago when we were like, it's because he doesn't like the system and he didn't want to play on the franchise tag. He's in a great system now with the best quarterback he's played with, getting paid a bunch of money, and he still looks uninterested. That is very concerning.
I can't give up on him. I can't do it, but it's hard right now. He is unplayable until further notice, because we know Cooper Kupp's going to get his, Tyler Higbee's working in, and like I said, Ben Skoranek has had a couple of games where he's getting a decent target share. So until I see more out of Robinson, I can't play him, but I'm with you. I can't drop him either. He's too talented. The offense as a whole has so much potential that I can't do it right now. So I'm holding on to him, and I may get burned by it, but this is it.
Is he Kenny Golladay just on a better team? That's my fear.
I hope it's not that bad. I hope it's not that bad, because Kenny Golladay is unplayable. He's unrosterable in fantasy, and the Giants, he's an anchor on the Giants offense and the organization. At least Allen Robinson ostensibly still has some value, so I don't want it to get that bad. Please don't let it be that bad.